Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Commodity TV for you, Precious Metals Summit Conference in Zurich. And now we want to talk to the first time to ACG Metals, and Patrick Henze, the CFO, is here with us. Patrick, hey, great to see you. A long time no see. Hope everything is fine.
Thanks for having me. Nice to see you again.
Yeah. Thanks for taking the time. You must be very happy because you are producing, precious metals. And with those gold and silver prices, you should have a real smile on the face.
A very big smile, yeah. And I'm actually, when we look at our price chart, it's making a bigger smile in my face. Yeah. Because I think not only on the equity side with the share price increase, also our bonds that we have issued last year are trading at 110 roughly now. The warrants went up 800%.
Wow.
So overall, we made really big progress. And a lot of companies have obviously benefited from the great commodity prices, but we also made a lot of operational improvements to the asset. The first asset is now acquired. We are improving it. And then we move on to the next asset.
Fantastic. Can you give us a little bit more of an insight? You just published your Q3 numbers. So how much gold and silver you are producing? Where are you producing? What's going on there?
Yeah, so the asset itself is in Turkey, on the western side of Turkey. We have a classic VMS deposit. So currently we're mining the oxide. We're producing gold and silver, as you say. Last year we did about 50,000 ounces equivalent. This year we're making 36 to 38,000 ounces of gold equivalent. And that's just because you're mining out the oxide. You're getting into the sulfide ore body. And from next year onwards, we're already producing copper, zinc, gold and silver.
Wow. That's fantastic, because all those are metals which are sought after, especially also silver's in a big deficit, but the other ones also are turning into deficit, except gold, of course. But that looks fantastic. What are your production costs if you make it, let's say, on a gold equivalent basis?
Yeah, I mean, I think, there's two things that are really important as a miner. One, grade. You cannot change what's in the ground. Grade is king, they always say. We have 2.3% copper equivalent grade in an open pit mine. And on the other side, that's something we can manage, is the cost, as you say. And we're currently producing at an ISIN of about 1,100.
Wow.
Gold price is obviously very high. We have a good silver content in the doré as well. And then from next year onwards, we're producing copper and zinc concentrate. And our copper costs are about 1.99 per pound of copper, so about 4,500 per ton of copper. So at a copper price of 10, 11,000 where we are right now, we'd be first quartile as well in that regard.
I would say it's a beautiful amount of money.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, about 100 million free cash flow a year.
Yeah, definitely. So what are you going to do with all that money?
That's a good question, a good problem to have, right? I mean, I have to say we've been blessed so far.
Yeah.
But we really intend to use that money wisely. First of all, we have a bond. We are making a really good track record in the bond market. So ultimately, if you're once in the bond market, you have access to recurring bond investors, right? So we want to show the market that we're delivering on what we promised. But then also the whole story is about a copper consolidation. So this is the first asset, starter asset. The next ones will be acquired, and we are thinking about 200,000 to 300,000 tons of copper production in the next 5 years.
Wow.
And our CEO, Artem, has done exactly the same story in aluminium a couple of years back. I've spent all my life in M&A and private equity, so that's what we are about.
Wow, fantastic. That sounds like a great growth story. Maybe dividend payments one day? Something like that?
That's a very Swiss question.
Yeah, it is.
But
I love it.
We also would love to get dividends because we are shareholders ourselves. But we think that we can create more value in the share price for now because, we are not that known yet. We are 1 year old. Liquidity is not there. So we need to get really ourselves up. But once we are there in 2-3 years, we are certainly thinking about dividend payments.
Fantastic, super. Turkey is quite often, of course, in the media, for several reasons. How is it these days to work there? How is the environment with, let's say, free-floating currencies or versus capital control? Can you get the money out?
Yeah, it's a good question. And I think a lot of people underestimate Turkey just for the mere fact that a lot of good mining companies have been operating there for decades. You see First Quantum there, more than 20 years. Centerra Gold, Eldorado Gold, SSR Mining, previously Alistair Gold, Chapler was their starter asset for the whole company, right? And they've been all They've been all there for decades. I actually financed most of them at UniCredit, Hypo back then. So more than 10 years doing business in Turkey, there was never a loan lost, never a security unenforced, and never currency risk of trading out of the country. So even now at ACG, I receive the gold payments in US dollars from the refinery 5 days after I get the gold there. Very, very simple. The copper and zinc concentrates we can export to the global market because Turkey has not the refining capacity. So no problem with getting revenue in US dollars, and local costs in lira are depreciating, so you get a double effect.
Yeah, fantastic. That's great. Who are your largest shareholders?
So the way we do acquisitions is actually we focus on value. So Lydia, who we bought the mine from, they became a 33% shareholder in ACG. So there's alignment of interest between buyer and seller, and that's how we create value together. The second largest is Argentum Creek. It's a US emerging markets fund. They've become more active in the mining sector and very, very good supporters. And then we said whoever gets our offtake needs to be an equity investor. So Glencore Trucks hold an equity stake, and the rest is institutional following.
Okay, super. That sounds like a good plan, I would say. So 2026 is in front of us. Most important, let's say, 2 developments for you which you want to achieve next year.
Yeah, we have the sulfide coming into production mid-year. So that's really a critical step for the company. We're on track, on time, on budget. Everything is working well. That's a really big achievement. And then doing another M&A that would get us to a multi-asset platform. So we are really excited about that.
Fantastic. You love to do your evidence. I know you well.
Absolutely.
Super, Patrick. Thank you very much. We wish you well. Good luck on all your endeavors. And I would say produce as much metal as possible, especially the copper, because that world needs much, much more copper. Yeah. That's for sure.
Thanks for having me. Nice to see you.
Yeah, nice to see you. Thank you very much. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that was Patrick Henze, the CFO of ACG Metals. And you heard it. That is, gold, silver production in Turkey, plus a lot of copper, plus several other metals. So that looks really fantastic. And they want to grow to 200,000-300,000 copper tons per year. That's exactly what the market needs. And as Patrick said, Turkey is a great place to be. Sometimes in the media, it looks a little bit different, but I think he has a lot of experience there, long time working there. And as he said, never ever something went wrong. So really have a look on this fantastic company. Thanks for watching us, and bye-bye from Precious Metal Summit Zurich today.